This is a CBS News Miami Special Report.
We have an update to that breaking news we told you about half an hour ago. These are live pictures from Chopper 4 of a police scene, a law enforcement scene rather, in Margate. Earlier we told you that a deputy had been involved in a shooting at this scene. We now know brand new information from the Broward Sheriff's Office. We are told that in fact that deputy was shot by a suspect, but that deputy is okay. The deputy was protected by their bulletproof vest. Once again, that deputy is okay. The suspect was also shot in this case. Let's break this down. At about 2:30 in the afternoon, the Broward Sheriff's Office got a call, and it went out to the Burglary Apprehension Team. BAT, as it's known, was working an investigation in this area. This is the 6100 block of Northwest 2nd Street in Margate. That's just to the west of US 441, State Road 7, and just north of Southgate Boulevard, but south of Atlantic Boulevard, to give you some context there. That's in the residential neighborhood just to the west of 441, again in the 6100 block of Northwest 2nd Street in Margate, when this deputy involved shooting occurred. The deputy was struck by the suspect, but was protected by his bulletproof vest, so did not sustain any life-threatening injuries as a result of this shooting. Now, the suspect was also shot. Both the deputy and the suspect were taken by paramedics to the hospital. We don't have any details right now on the condition of the suspect. All that BSO is telling us is that both the deputy and suspect were transported by paramedics to the hospital. But what we do know is that that deputy did not suffer life-threatening injuries. What the BSO spokesperson told us earlier was that the deputy was okay. Now, whether they were injured but still okay, that's a different story. But we do know that there is no life-threatening injuries to the deputy at this time. We are told that a public information officer will be there on the scene at 6100 block of Northwest 2nd Street in Margate to give us some more details right around the 5 o'clock time frame. So in about half an hour, we should be getting even more brand new information. But if you're tuning in just now, you are looking at live pictures from Margate of a deputy-involved shooting in the area of the 6100 block of Northwest 2nd Street, just to the west of 441 and north of Southgate Boulevard. We're seeing this focus right now on this one black car, or a dark colored car, I should say, with the driver's side door wide open. There appears to be some materials there on the ground right outside of that door. There's also a white pickup truck and a black SUV. I see lights flashing on both of those vehicles, so they appear to be unmarked law enforcement vehicles. And then there, right up on the grassy swale, is a SWAT type of vehicle, or a tactical vehicle, perhaps from the Burglary Apprehension Team, known as BAT, from the Broward Sheriff's Office. Earlier, when we were looking at live pictures from this scene, it looked like it stretched pretty much the entire block. There were other cars that were also within the crime scene tape, so unclear whether multiple vehicles were involved, unclear whether the law enforcement, the deputies, followed this vehicle to this particular location, or if the vehicle was already there. But based on how the car is positioned in that driveway, it seems as though they may have followed that vehicle into this particular location, and that's when the confrontation ensued. Once again, BSO tells us that a deputy was shot by the suspect, but the bulletproof vest did its job in this case, and that the deputy did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Instead, that deputy was taken to the hospital to either be checked out, unclear if there were some wounds that need to be tended to, or what the extent of any injuries might be, but we do know that they were transported, and also that the suspect was shot and was also transported to the hospital in this case. We're seeing just one suspect, according to this release from the Broward Sheriff's Office. Unclear if other people are being detained or being questioned, because we did see earlier another vehicle also with two doors open, the driver's side door and the passenger door, so unclear if there are other people that are on the scene being detained or being talked to by law enforcement at this hour. We, of course, are trying to get more information to figure out exactly what led up to this investigation. Again, a burglary apprehension team. We don't know the details of why the burglary team was focusing on these vehicles or in this particular community. Unclear if it was the car that they were going towards or if it was one of the homes in this area. Again, this is a residential area just off of 441 and north of Southgate Boulevard in Margate. Broward Sheriff's Office, of course, taking the lead in this case, as is typical for cases in which a law enforcement officer is fired upon or discharges their weapon. We can expect the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to also get involved. We're going to stay on top of this story for you and bring you the very latest on CBS News Miami beginning at 5 o'clock. We'll see you then.